What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm here with a book review. Let's get it.
Favorite reader, that's who you are. Traveling near, traveling far. Through every chapter, you're the star. Favorite reader, that's who you are.
Okay, so I know you can see by the title. Today I'm here to talk about Black Bag by Kennard. This is the first book that I've read from the 2026 Book of Long list. I initially intended to start with Elizabeth Strout's book, but this one was available on Libby. So I did read this one on my Kindle, and the next one will probably be the Elizabeth Strout read. But last year I was a little on the fence on if I was actually going to read through the complete Book of Long list again, because my first experience with it last year was just like some books I really liked, some I really didn't, but the majority of them were just like, give or take, like middle of the road. I wasn't crazy about them, nothing to write home about, and I just didn't know if it was a good use of my time. Well, I thought about it. And I really liked the experience of reading through a long list. Like, I like that. I like the discussions and talking to people about it. And the few that I've read, I was glad that I read. But I was even like kind of glad that I read some of the middle of the road ones, because I had a lot of conversations about those books. Now, the ones I didn't like, it was a few I just really didn't like. But even those middle of the road ones, I still feel like it was worth it, because I was able to talk in a community with other people about these books and kind of trade ideas about it. So here I am again. Here I am again for the 2026 Booker Long List. I will be reading through each one, and then I'll be posting videos about it. So that's what we're doing. The first book that I've read from the Booker Long List is Black Bag by Kennard. Like I said, I read this on my Kindle, so I don't have the copy yet. Will I get it? Probably. But I wanted to talk about this while what I thought about it was kind of fresh. It's been about a week since I finished, but I think that's good timing. Like, I'm still in that zone where I could still, get my review out. So what is this book about? This book is about a actor, an aspiring actor. He's an actor, but he's also aspiring for more, but he's out of work and he's taking gigs left and right to pay his bills, because you gotta live. So he's taking gigs left and right. He really dissatisfied with his work, but he has ambition. He wants this thing. He wants success in what he wants to do. He's passionate about it. And you see that throughout. He has a friendship with somebody, a really strong friendship, and you get to see elements of that. And he has his professional life. You get to see how he interacts with his coworkers, his agent, people that's offering him these gigs. And you also get a good sense of what he feels about himself, his own self-worth, what he thinks, where he thinks he fits in, how his ambition maybe help and hurt him. You get to see all of that. Well, one day he gets a gig that was supposed to be like, any other gig. But this one was supposed to be more long-term, because, again, he has bills to pay. Well, this gig he is supposed to be wearing a black bag, a literal black bag. He's told that from the professor, it's on a university campus. He's told that his job is to sit in a classroom and be black bag. That's your acting gig. That's it. And he's told also by the professor that this is a part of an experiment, a research project, to see, how the students react to black bag, all of these things. But as I'm reading it, I'm seeing that it is an experiment. It's research going on, all right. And you get to see how everybody is involved in that, and what this idea of a black bag, this idea of identity and invisibility, what that does to the psyche, what that does to relationships and other people and inhibitions, what that does. And then the main character, you get to see him, like every other role, he gets into it. And like somebody wants to get into the role. He's practicing the role outside of the role to be good at the role. And he's like really getting into character, and it becomes something else. Black Bag then snowballs into other things. This was an interesting book. I was really looking forward to starting with Elizabeth Strout's book. I've never read anything by Elizabeth Strout. But when this became available, it was something about that Black Bag that I was like, I'm going to go ahead and read this now because this seems like a fun intro to this book of prize. And it was. This book of long list, I don't really know what themes I'm going to see recurring, but with this book, heavily made me think about identity, self-worth, striving towards goals, and how you can get lost in that. Like it's not bad to strive and have ambition, but you got to be careful because there becomes a point where you can get lost in it. It made me think a lot about masculinity and sexuality that's woven throughout this book flawlessly. It made me think a lot about impressionable minds. Like when I think about the students that's on college campus, and then I think about like their demographic, then you think about the administrators and the professors and the fellows on this campus and their demographic, and then you think about all the other people that's involved in this book, and you just think about what roles they play in society and how they interact with Black Bag and what that might tell about certain groups and certain like tendencies that we may have. That was interesting to see. I also I kept thinking about life. This book, while it had like slight comedic relief, it wasn't this book I would just be like, wow, this is so funny. It did have a slightly comedic element, but it was just enough to, like I said, provide a little bit of relief. But also, it was very philosophical in a lot of ways. Like I said, it talked about the meaning of it all. It talked about your place in it all. It talked about identity. And it also made me think about how life is not just the big moments. It's not just what we aspire to. It's not just our accomplishments and our downfall and the big things. It's the little things in between. It's the day to day. It's our habits. It's all the little things leading up to whatever is big. That's your life too. That's actually most of your life. And it made me think about that and how we have the tendency to almost demote that as far as impact goes, when that really does set the scene for a lot of things. Our mentality, our emotional intelligence, even our personality traits and our tendencies. That was pretty cool too. So I feel like I kind of started off with a good book, one that I enjoyed. So yeah, that's a good sign to me. I'm actually excited to see what the rest of the book along list has to offer. Black Bag was interesting. It was interesting. And every time I'm thinking about the main character, he also has a best friend, like I said. His best friend is like a streamer. So you think about, while you have the main character in a Black Bag who is operating in this like invisibility realm or flying under the radar and being like seen but not seen. You have his friend who is seemingly on the other side of the spectrum, where he has a community of people that's relying on him for something, for social interaction, for whatever that is, some sense of community, and they seem to know him. But even that, while it seems like they're on two ends of the spectrum, with his friend, you also get to see how he is also under a cloak of invisibility in some way. You get to see that. And it was cool. It made me think about a lot. I wanted to read it. Like I kept wanting to see where this was going and how the book was going to conclude. And I think the ending of the book was such a great tie-in to those philosophical questions that I mentioned earlier. And it really made me think about, like, have you ever wanted something so bad and you spend so much effort, energy, everything to get this thing, and you're like laser focused on this thing, that the other things attached to it, we don't really pay attention to, like the auxiliary things that come along with it. And then sometimes it gets to a point where you get the thing and you realize this is what I wanted? Like, this is what I wanted, but why doesn't it feel fulfilling? Like, because it wasn't the thing that was gonna fulfill you the whole time. And that was such a, I don't know, the book just made me think about a lot. It was a good book. Glad I started with it. Excited to keep reading the book along list books. Now, I know I'm let me not say no. I highly suspect there will come a time where I read a book that's meh, just because that's kind of what I'm expecting at this point. And I'm interested to see if I still have that excitement to read through the book along list. But as of right now, I'm excited. Like I said, I enjoy the actual idea and thought and act of actually reading through a long list and sharing my thoughts, mainly because it was so many people to talk to it about. That's what really got me. So many people were reading these books, and I was having so many conversations on and off social media about these books that I was just like, okay, this is cool. Like, it's something to talk about. So yeah, that's that. Black Bag, like, by Luke. I enjoyed. I thought it was quite entertaining. Had a slight bit of comedic relief, not too much to where it was annoying, and it had a lot to think about, a whole lot to chew on. So yeah, that's it for today, y'all. I'm gonna see you on the next one.
Mm-hmm.